realistic. You guys clicked on this video because of my gorgeous beauty and not my lack thereof talent. So for today's video, besties, we are going to be reviewing the new Ellis Volume 2 collection. This is in collaboration with Blend Bunny Cosmetics. I have the collection right here, and I know you guys are thinking, Allie, no, not another dedicated video. Listen, hear me out. I just want to hang out with my besties and play with makeup and talk to you guys about life. So yes, it may be a dedicated video, but we can still chit chat, play with some eyeshadow, and let's have some fun. So with that said, let's go ahead and dive right on in. Alrighty, so I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. It's been a week. And when I first saw this right here, I was like, how the hell do you say this palette name? I was like, okay, it's like an Affilius. Like, let me tell you, I was staring at it for a good like 2 minutes going, Affilius. How do I say this? I was like, you know what, Allie, instead of looking like an idiot on the internet, which you do like 9 times out of 10, I was like, let me go look it up on the brand page, make sure I have the right palette name. And I looked and it just says Ellis Volume 2. And I was like, wait, Ellis. And I was like, oh dear God, it does say Ellis. See, E-L-L-I-S. Y'all, the cursive threw me off. You want to know why it threw me off? Let me tell you. Okay, when I was in 3rd grade, I was practicing cursive. I was outside playing in recess, but my mind was thinking all the way to 2025, going, you're going to be 35 years old, wishing you owned a home. And you should have been investing in a home and buying in a home in 3rd grade. So my past self is trying to project my futures, like to my future self, like, bitch, stop learning cursive and learn about how to buy a home in 2025. So with that said, guys, let's dive into the Ellis Volume 2 collection. There's actually quite a few goodies with this collection. The first thing we have right here is the Ellis. This is the Ellis Face and Eye Palette. This palette redefines what a neutral eyeshadow can be. With 30 velvety matte shades, it is your gateway to endless neutral dreams. Explore subtle shifts in hues and undertones to create the fantasy you desire. From cool tone 90s moment to romantic rose-scented tones, this palette offers possibilities you never even knew you craved. Now, this one actually does retail for $42. And what they did differently with this collection, which I actually really appreciated, is that yes, you guys can buy this palette right here, right? 30 shades. However, say you're like, you know what, Allie, this palette doesn't necessarily resonate with me. Like, what am I going to do with all these shades? They did something a little different and they did something unique, which I actually am very appreciative of. They decided to take this palette and break it up into 2 15-pan palettes. You're going to have a cool tone palette and you're going to have a warm tone palette. So this is what they end up saying. You guys can get the original or Imperial. Affordability is a guiding light in every collection with the Blend Bunny Cosmetics. So we divided the 30-pan Ellis palette into 2 celestial 15-pan companions. One cool, which would be the Imperial, and one warm, which would be the Origin. That way you can embrace Volume 2's magic at your own pace. They're going to be $21 each. I think I might have said 18 because I'm an idiot and didn't really read it all the way. So they're going to be $20 a piece. And I think that's absolutely fantastic. I think it's absolutely fantastic. Now, I did not get the entire collection. Like, I did not get the Imperial and the Origin palette, but honestly, I'm really okay with that because I don't need a repeat. And that's what that would have been. It would have been a repeat of this big boy that you see right here. So I'm really excited. I think this is very, very different from the original Ellis palette. The Ellis palette was like the original Blends palette, but like on steroids because it had so many different variations. It had so many different more shades in there with different undertones and different variations of those shades, which I really do appreciate. It is like the perfect rainbow palette. So I was really excited to see this right here. Now, in addition to them releasing the Face and Eye palette, they're also going to be launching the Garden of Stars palette. First off, this packaging, like stunning. Like, I love this packaging. Like, oh my God, if I was like made into this, I'd probably cry going, I'm so beautiful. Like, what? It's so pretty. Okay, so here's going to be the Garden of the Stars palette. Now, this is going to be a 18 shade constellation of ethereal tones. This palette extends the creative universe of Volume 1 and Volume 2, designed for the eyes but never bound by the limit. These shades transform when brushed across the cheek or tapped into the lips, leaving starlight in every look. Now, this one does retail for $48. I know it's a bit more on the heftier side, but it's going to be a palette of all shimmers, which I think is absolutely incredible because you can pair this with everything. And not only can you pair this with not only can you pair this with any palette you have in your collection, but you could also use this by itself. This could be your one-stop shop. This could be your Take a shimmer, swipe it right on the lid, and you are good to go. You don't need to do anything else. So I thought they were genius by creating this right here. Now, this entire collection is going to be going live on August 1st. You guys can use my code Allie to save you guys 10% off, and I'm so excited to dive right into this. So with that said, besties, I know you guys are super excited about this review. I could just feel it coming in right now. I'm very grateful that I'm by myself, because if I had to review this collection with like Maggie or Ellis, I would low-key go hide in a corner, because my talent, please, it doesn't even we're not even the same ballpark with the talent they have. Like I'm like, way out in left field, and they're over at home base, hitting a home run every time. I'm over here going,
where's the ball? I don't see it.
You know what I mean? Like, my talent doesn't even come close. But anyway, besties, we have so much to talk about. But I am going to do a chatty get ready with video with me this week, because I just kind of want to catch you guys up on what's been happening in my life this past week. But I'm going to give you just a quick little short story, a little teaser, if you will. So this past weekend, I'll tell this story because, well, Cory will be thrilled that I told this story. But you know what? We share things here, okay? We share things here, and it's what friends do. We share information together. So I'm going to go into, shit. I'm not going into shit. No, I meant like, I don't know what I want to do. Maybe I'll go into deception. No. Yes. No. No. I'll go into conscious. Right there. Okay, so this past weekend, we went to Paige and Jarvis's housewarming party, okay? Now, Paige and Jarvis, they live like a good 2.5 hours away from us. So it is not an easy trek getting to their house, because they live so damn far. They literally live so damn far. All right? I love them, but all right, so we were so excited to go to their housewarming party. We got to hang out with all of our friends. Like, one of our friends actually traveled down from New Hampshire and didn't tell anyone but me and Cory at first, because they were trying to get us to help them out. And it was just really, really cool to see him surprise them. So anyway, we went all the way up to Jacksonville so that we could be part of their housewarming party. Now, Cory, who, you guys know that I'm not afraid to say, like, he's a bartender at Disney, and he absolutely loves mixology. So he created his own, like, mobile bar, like, literally a mobile bar. He brought, like, this entire mobile bar station with him to this event, and, like, he set it up, and I was actually floored. And then I looked at him, and I was like, why are you not making this into, like, legitimate business? Because in the state of Florida, you don't have to have a liquor license to bartend an event, as long as the event that you're bartending for provides the liquor for you. You do not need to have a liquor license in that stance. So we were like, why are you not like becoming a mobile bartender, like as a side gig? And I even asked Cory, like, how much did you charge for this situation right here? Like, we're setting up, you're bartending this event. Like, he made 3 specialty cocktails for this event. Like, how much did you charge for this? He goes, oh, like $1,000. And I was like, why are you not doing it? Like, come on, man, that's amazing. Like, that is absolutely fantastic. I was like, so blown away with how much effort he put into this. And, I'm not surprised, because, like, he really is super talented at what he does. Like, seriously, so talented. I'm going to take that shade. I'm going to mix it out with the shade right here called Subdued. So he set everything up. He was getting the drinks. And we were just, getting a tour of Paige and Jarvis's house. Now, I've already seen this house before, because we got to go when they first bought it to check it out. So to see it all done, it was actually really cool. I am so beyond excited for them. Paige and I also exchanged some PR, aka she gave me a lot of Sol de Janeiro products. I gave her some Morphe products. So we did a little exchange. And I got to see, Luna and all of our friends. So we were having, like, literally a great, great time. But let me tell you guys, it was so hot. Like, so unbelievably hot. Now, I'm a natural Floridian. I was born here. So the heat usually doesn't ever get to me, because I know to keep myself extremely hydrated, to go inside periodically. And so oh my God, this is such a silly story. I was keeping myself hydrated, right? I kept going in and out of the sun, playing cornhole, playing badminton, eating food. I was going in and out of their house the entire time. So I was keeping myself thoroughly cooled down, because I knew this is one of the hottest days in Florida. I mean, like, literally the temperatures were 100 degrees. Like, it was literally 100 degrees outside. That's not including humidity. So it was really feeling like 115. Okay. That sun was baking down on us. We had a huge heat advisory. So anyway, it was, needless to say, incredibly hot. So We were there for a couple hours because we knew that we had a long drive back home. And I kept telling Cory, I was like, hey, you should really come inside, get some water, some cool down. He's like, no, someone has to be here to like bartend the event. I'm like, you're here as a guest. You're here as a guest. What do you mean? Like, people can fend for themselves. Like, you're fine. Like, you created a cooler that people could just take and pour their own liquor out of. Like, you're good. But he was just being my stubborn husband, as always. So he was just like, I'm going back in the original shade, right? But by the way, to just kind of deepen this crease back up again. Like, I'm trying to mimic like the influencers that I see. So anyway, he was sitting outside. At one point, he was sitting on his cooler, and like he had like this Hawaiian shirt on. He ended up taking the Hawaiian shirt off, and he was just sitting in his white t-shirt. And I was like, Cory, you really need to like come inside and cool down. And he is just being absolutely stubborn, right? And there's only so much a wife can tell their husband without them being like,
you're just nagging me.
No, I'm literally looking out for you. So I don't think anything of it. We do a cake and everything like that for them. And I'm going to go into the shade right here. I'm going to go back into the shade right here called I'm going to use the shade Deception. We're going to put that in our outer corner. So we go inside because we go inside because it's time to blow out the cake for Cory and our friend K-Bugs, and it was really nice. And they passed out cake, but I looked at the time. It was at this point, it's like 4:30. I was like, we really have to be going because it's not gonna put us home until 8. So we're starting to like pack everything up, and like Cory's looking at me. He's like, God, I'm so freaking hot, Allie. Like, you have no idea how hot I am. Like, I'm just like, I feel like I'm burning up. And I was like, okay, well, what you need to do is go stand in the AC, cool down. And I literally said, don't chug any water. Just like take a sip, just relax. So Cory goes to Cory disappears for a bit, and I was like, where did he go? And I asked him, I was like, are you okay? Because he went to the bathroom. And what he ended up doing is he ended up sticking his head in the head in cool water to like really kind of like cool himself down because he was so unbelievably hot. So I was like, hey, are you okay? He's like, yeah, I'm fine. I just need to like really cool down. So I was like, okay, cool. So we pack up everything. We start to say our goodbyes. And so I'm going to go into this palette right here. I'm going to take this gorgeous shade called Realm. Like, I need you guys to see how beautiful. This is a dual chrome. I don't know if you guys can see. And it's so pretty, right? So pretty. So, we say our goodbyes. We get in the car and we start. That is so pretty. We start to drive away. And I look at Cory. I was like, are you okay? He's like, no, not really. I don't really feel good. I'm like, what's wrong? He's like, I have such a pounding headache. I feel like I'm so hot. And I was like, okay, what do you want me to do? He's like, can you drive? And I was like, yeah, absolutely. So we go to a gas station. He goes inside to get us some water bottle and some water. And I was like, I switched spots with him. And I was like, are you going to be okay? He's like, yeah. I just feel kind of nauseous because like I just feel kind of nauseous because before we left, I chugged a whole red Solo cup of water. And I said, you did what? He's like, I chugged a whole Solo cup full of water. I was like, why would you do that? He's like, what do you mean? I was like, don't you know the first rule of thumb that they teach you in PE back in elementary school, that you're not supposed to chug water on a hot stomach? You're not supposed to chug water on a very hot day. You're supposed to slowly slip it. Like, didn't you learn anything from PE? He's just like, whoa. I was like, Cory, like, that's such a bad thing to do. It can make you extremely nauseous. They teach you this. You don't remember? He goes, no. I was like, okay, let's just drive. So I start to drive, and he has the fans blasting, right? Just like blasting in our face. And I'm freezing because like I was fine, right? But this man was struggling. I mean, like struggling there a little bit. So I was like, are you okay? You okay? Now, if you guys did not know, hi, I'm Allie, and I have the phobia of people throwing up. It's like entomophobia, I think is what it's called. I have that phobia, okay? I had the spider senses. I could sense whenever that's around me. So I was like, you feeling okay? He's like, I'm nauseous. And immediately I was like, oh no, don't do this to me. So now I was driving like, hey, are you okay? He's like,
oh, I don't know, I'm kind of nauseous. And I was like,
are you going to throw up? Are you going to throw up? Are you going to throw up?
no, I think I'm good, Allie. I think I'm good. I was like,
Are you sure? Are you going to throw up? So I start low-key panicking, right? I'm trying to like keep it cool because at this point I'm low-key panicking like, oh my god, this man is gonna throw up. I'm in the car, I'm on the open highway, like how am I gonna pull over, right? There's just no just like pulling over. I think right next to that, I don't really know what shade I want to go with that. Let's do a strangled right here. Estranged. Oop, my bad, wrong word. Maybe this purpley shade. Maybe we can put this like right here. Oh, that's pretty. Look how these just lay down so nicely. Like, what? They lay down. Oh, my God. That's not beautiful. Yo, I don't know what it is. You can do so many freaking combinations with this palette. It's like not even funny how many combinations you guys can do. Like, what? This should be a project that Linda from Glitter Fallout does, where she does like her 7 looks, 1 palette. This could be a pan project for her, because she could absolutely knock this out of the park. So anyway, we started to drive, and I was like, okay, if you feel you're gonna throw up, you need to tell me. He's like, I'm fine. But he's still just like sitting there looking like, So I was like, Now at this point, I'm internally dying. I'm trying to keep it cool, right? Like, I'm cool. Like, nothing's gonna get to me. But internally, I'm low-key freaking out. And because of my anxiety, and because I start freaking out, my anxiety kicks in. And if you guys did not know, when I have anxiety, 2 things happen to me simultaneously. 1, immediately I have to poop. Immediately. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's like, I could be laughing, anxiety. I got shit. Do you know what I mean? Instantaneously. That happens to me every single time. Secondly, I get the shakes. I get like the anxiety shakes, and there's like literally nothing I can do to stop it. So this immediately happened in all span of like 3 seconds of him saying I'm nauseous. I'm like, oh, I gotta poop. But I'm driving like this. Okay, that's great. You know, staring at the open road like, this is gonna be it for me. I think this is really pretty. I feel like I don't need to do too much else to it. I don't want to like take away from the quality of it. So I'm gonna go into this side right here. So anyway, where'd my eye base go? So anyway, we are driving, and he's just, you know, not really looking the best. So I said, you know what, Cory, I think it'd be best if I pull over to the next gas station and you just maybe like force yourself to throw up. Maybe you might feel better. And he's like, okay, I mean, I really don't have to. And I was like, no, I insist. So I find the nearest racetrack right next to us because your girl is panicking. I think I'm going to take this shade right here called Marbled. And we're going to kind of do something similar to this. So I pull over to the racetrack, and Cory gets out. And at this point, I now turn to WebMD because I am now Dr. Allie Dawson from Grace Sloan Memorial. And I'm going to be kicking myself, and I'm going to be doing my little WebMD search, being like, Googling Cory's symptoms. Because the biggest thing I was truly worried about is I was truly worried about that he had heat exhaustion. And I was like, oh my gosh, I've seen it at Disney time and time again, where guests would come in completely exhausted from the heat. And for some reason, they would choose to drink milk to cool themselves down. Don't ask me why. I don't know, because they would proceed to get sick afterwards. I'm like, why would you ever want milk on a hot... Teach their own. Can't judge. So anyway, I started Googling like heat exhaustion symptoms, because that's kind of like what it looked like he had. And it said that it was severe if they had a pounding headache. And I was like, oh, fuck. Cory has a pounding headache. Shit. What do I do? And I was like, oh my God, I'm somewhere on the road off of Jacksonville. I have no idea where I am. My dogs are been home alone at this point for like 10 hours. What do I do? I low-key start freaking out, going, do I have to call 911? Like, where's the closest medical hospital? So I am panicking. Okay, I'm panicking. Meanwhile, my tummy situation's like, knock, knock. knock, we want to come out. And I'm like, no, please, stomach. You just don't betray me in this moment, okay? So I'm sitting here just like, shaking. I have to poop, and I was like, I'm gonna poop my pants. Like, I don't know what to do because I'm stressed. I'm worried about Cory. Do I go in there? Do I check on him? Like, what do I do? So Cory comes out of the bathroom like 5 minutes later, right? Not knowing that I'm having a full-blown panic, anxiety-induced attack in the car because I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do. Worst case scenario, I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna have to take Cory to the hospital. And then what do I just like leave him there? Do I go home to the dogs? What do I do? What happens if I leave? If something bad happens and he dies? Or what happens if like I stay there and I have to stay overnight and something happens to him? And then like what am I doing with my dogs? Like, I panic. Okay, I do the worst case scenario. I panic. So Cory gets back in the car and he's like, hey. And I was like, hey. He's like, you good? And I was like, yeah, I'm great. How are you feeling? You feeling okay? He's like, oh my God, I'm feeling a lot better. I'm like, seriously? He's like, yeah. He goes, all that liquid was just really sloshing in my stomach. And when I went to the bathroom, he goes, I forced myself to throw up, and now I actually feel like a lot better. I'm like, how much better are we talking about? He's like, I mean, like, I feel pretty decently okay. I still have a headache, but like, I'm feeling pretty good. And I was like, okay, so do we need to go to the hospital? And he's like, what? I was like, do we need to go to the hospital? He's like, why would I need to go to the hospital? I was like, well, according to WebMD right here, you are experiencing heat exhaustion. And it says right here in severe cases that you had. And I start going off on a list and a tangent. And he's just staring at me. He's like, Allie, I'm fine. He goes, I had a headache long before the heat exhaustion even started. He goes, I had a pounding, because he suffers from migraines. So I was like, I've had a headache for a while. Like, that's not the case. That's not happening here. And I said, okay, well, I don't believe you. So, like, what do you want me to do? Do you want me to take you to the hospital? Do you want me to call 911? Like, what's the scenario here? And he's like,
You need to relax.
I said, okay, do you want me to call Paige? Do you want me to call Paige? Because I could call Paige. You know, she got a degree in nursing. Do I want me to call her? She can come pick us up. I just, again, went off, and he's like, babe, I feel better. It's okay to drive. And then I looked at him. And that's when he knew I was low-key panicking. Because I looked at him one more time. And I said, okay, are you going to throw up again? I think the look he gave me was just pure like, oh dear God, no, I'm okay. You could drive us home. So I started to drive, and I was like, again, probably asking him another 500 times, are you okay? Are you sure? I told him how I Googled, WebMD, and he like rolled his eyes at me. He's like, babe, I'm fine. He goes, I feel much better. I'm going to go into the shade right here. God, artifact right here. He's like, I feel so much better, babe. Like, relax. I feel better. And I was like, okay. So as we're driving, he starts to get his appetite back because we had taken some food home with us, and he just starts munching, and he starts to look so much better. So much better. So as we were driving, I looked at him. I was like, hey, so like, I need to tell you something. He said, what's up? I said, well, how would you say the drive was with me? He said, fine. Why? And I said, could you tell at any point I was panicking? He said, a little. I said, what do you mean? He goes, well, the second I told you I was nauseous, he goes, your face went from like happy to pure panic in 2 seconds. And he goes, and I saw that you tried really hard to hide it. I'm going to go into the shade right here called Slate. And I was like, are you serious? He goes, yeah. He goes, I know you so well. We've been together for 17 years, and I know your face. And I can tell that you were low-key panicking, but trying so hard not to say anything. I was like, well, yeah, I was just so terrified that, one, something was going to happen to you, right? And, like, I wouldn't have any clue, like, what to do. God, these blend out like a freaking dream. Like, seriously, something about Maggie's formula blends out like a dream. I just, man, it's freaking magic. So, anyway, he's like, I could tell by your face that you were low-key panicking, but I could also see that you were trying so hard to keep it together to, like, kind of, like, not let me know that you were panicking. I said, well, yeah, like, this situation was not about me. It was about you. But I was low-key freaking out. He goes, I saw, and I said, hi. He goes, well, at one point you were shaking. I just chalked it up to you. Like, oh, you must be cold. And I knew why you were shaking. And I was like, it's just something about it. It just like panicked me. So we ended up having a good laugh at the conversation by the end of it. By the time we got home, Cory felt like 10 times better. Like 10 times better. Funny now that we look at it, because he apologized to me probably like 10 times saying, I should have listened to you. He goes, you kept telling me to come back inside and cool down, and I refused to listen to you. And for that, I'm really sorry. He goes, oh, that's a huge lesson learned. He goes, I was born here, so I never, ever thought I experienced some of that in my life, but it was just so ungodly hot. And where Cory set up his tent, because like I said, he set up a mobile bar. Where he set that up at, he set himself up in a corner fence. Like, he kind of blocked himself in. I'm going to go right here into Obsidian, this black shade right here. And he just kind of like set himself up there in the corner, so he had a tent over him. He was blocked by a fence on 3 sides of him, so he had absolutely no air circulating through that tent, and he just kind of sat there for a long time, just suffering. So he realized that he's the one that made the huge mistake, and he realized that I was doing nothing but trying to help him as his wife and being like, hey, I think you should really come inside, get some water. And so he's like, huge lesson learned for him. And then huge lesson learned for me as well, that in situations like this, I panic. Now, I did very, very good about biting it and like holding it in and like, low-key not panicking to his face when he was not there. Oh my God, I was stressing. But when he was there, I was like, no, it's okay. Like, do you need to go to the hospital? This and that. Like, I was trying to be so calm, but internally, I was dying. So that's just a brief synopsis of a story that had happened to me this week. Note to self, if you guys do plan on visiting Florida, please stay hydrated, but do it moderately. Please stay as like hydrated and as cooled down as possible, because it has been no joke for how hot it has been. And it's just been insane. I really don't have a clue what shade I want to use next to that black. I hope I don't make a mistake doing this. I'm going to go in the shade called Nightshade. This really pretty like green shade right here. I hope I don't mess up doing this, but you know what? We're going to send it. We're going to send it. So yeah, that's just one of the stories that happened to me this weekend. Like I said, I'll do a chatty get ready with you. I'll do a chatty get ready with me later this week so you guys can hear more about some of the things that just have happened to us recently, because it has been a week. It has absolutely been a week, but I just wanted to share that story with you guys about my husband, because it was like literally now it's not scary, but in the moment it was a little scary. And you know, now we can laugh about it. Now we told all of our friends. We've told Paige and Jarvis and everybody who was there like what happened to Cory. And the first thing Paige said after she verified that Cory was okay was, "Oh my God, how is Allie?" She was like, "Oh my God, Allie, how were you?" And I was like, "I was panicking." And she's like, "I'm not even surprised." So yeah, it was a lot of fun. Absolutely a lot of fun. That's just the only downside though about having like friends that don't live anywhere near you. I'm gonna go into the shade right here called Splice. Is that like we wish we could all get together a lot sooner, but there's just is no way, because like we all live so far apart. Just sucks like when you have such great friendships with people that don't live near you, because we would probably be together all the time if we lived near each other. Okay, and then I'm gonna take Praline right here to put that in the inner corner, like right there. I'm gonna take a little bit of Panthalon. That's just black shimmer. Because I've been playing in dirt. I'm going to put this right here because I feel like that'd be really pretty against that green. Alrighty, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and clean up both eye looks. I'm going to come back with my lashes and makeup done so you can finish off the under eye together. And then that will pretty much wrap up my review on the new Ellis Volume 2 collaboration with Blend Bunny Cosmetics. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and finish off these eye looks. So for this side, we're going to go into the shade right here called Origin. We're gonna stamp this right along our waterline, and we're gonna softly blend out. Now the reason why I never really show this part on camera, because well, I think it's kind of boring when you sit there and just stare at somebody putting on makeup without like talking. So like sometimes when I'm just doing this part, I literally am just putting it on. I tell you what I'm doing and I come back with it already done. It's just because I feel like it's just boring for you guys to sit here just to watch me do this. Like, is that not boring? I don't know. At least I find it boring. So, like, I try not to subject you guys to that. So, whenever I get questions about why I don't show the whole process, it's literally because of that reason. And then I think right next to that, I'm going to take the shade right here called Vapor to softly blend that out. And I think for both eyes, I'm just going to do black eyeliner, because I feel like that'd be really pretty to do black eyeliner. So, we're just going to softly blend this out. Seriously, Maggie's shadows blend like they're like freaking butter. Okay, so for this eye, I think I'm going to take the shade right here called Submerged right here. And again, we're going to softly just blend that right underneath our waterline. There's seriously something about her formula in particular. I've said this since 2020 when I first reviewed Blend Bunny, that she has some of the best matte formula I've ever experienced. Like they literally just blend themselves there. So damn good. And then I think I'm just going to take one of these shades. I think I'm going to take the shade right here called Wilt to mix on top of that. I think I inadvertently kind of used Cool Tone for both. So to finish off the eye look, we're going to go back into this palette right here. Now we are going to go ahead and take the shade. I probably should have been prepared for this. I clearly was not. I think for this shade, let's go into the shade right here called Phantom. It's like this really beautiful like silver shade. Let's put that in the inner corner. I feel like that would be really pretty with this. So we're gonna go in Phantom. We're gonna go just, oh my God, yes. Right here. And then for this eye, let's go into the shade called, let's go with Gilded. This beautiful golden shade. Let's go into that shade right there. Oh my God, yes, that is perfect. For highlight, I'm going to take the shade right here called Alloy. This can be very, very bright highlight, but they said that you can use this for a highlight and it's a face and eye palette. So like, why not use it a little bit as highlighters too, right? Like that'd be so pretty. Like, let's just utilize it. Ooh. That is nice. Do you guys see that? Ooh. So pretty. Oh my God, I love that. Okay. I'm also going to try to use it for lips because they said you can use this for lips. So I'm going to use the Duck Duck Plump. I'm going to use the lip plumper from NYX. This is in the shade called Subtle Touch. We're gonna quickly line my lips. And okay, so then it says you can add a like, I don't know, this to your lips as well to add like sparkle, right? So like, ooh, what do we do? I think I might take Luster right here. It's like this like pinky shade, right? Like light pinky. I'm just going to lightly kind of tap that on the lips. You see that? I'm going to add a lip topper to that. I need a gloss. I think I'm going to take this shade right here called Ice from Maybelline. And we're going to use this to top off the lip with it. So somewhat see that lip sparkle right there from that shade. So let me go ahead and let me go ahead and spray my face, finish my hair off camera, and then I'll be right on back to give you guys my thoughts on this collection. Alrighty guys, so here is the final looks right here. I feel so beautiful. I think that both eye looks turned out absolutely beautifully, and I love how it turned out. Okay, so first off, we have the Ellis Volume 2 Face and Eye Palette. Like I said, this does retail for $42. This is going to be a complete matte palette. This is going to be a neutral matte palette with cool tones and warm tones mixed in here. I think this can definitely be an everyday palette for somebody who loves a lot of neutral shades. But if you don't want to buy this entire palette, they did break it down into 2 small individual shades. You guys will have the Imperial, which would be more the cool tone, and they're going to have the Origin, which I think is more the warm tone. Both are going to be $21 each. They're going to have 15 different shades in there. So you guys can definitely have your pick if you want to have the full palette or you guys want to have 2 separate ones. Definitely pick up the smaller palette that fits you best. I think these shades are beautiful. Not only are they so buildable and pigmented, but my God, are they blendable. They are absolutely blendable. I also absolutely love the Garden of the Stars Face and Eye Palette. This is beautiful. This is going to be like legit your one stop palette right here. This has so many different beautiful shimmers in it. You can use it as eyeshadow. You can use it as a highlighter the way that I did. You can use it as a lip topper. It is beautiful. Again, it does retail for $42, but you're going to have beautiful duochromes in here, shimmers in here, and it's very, very versatile. And the best part about this is that you literally can just take one of these shades, swipe it on your lid, and you can be good to go. So for me, I think that this Volume 2 is absolutely beautiful. I think that Blend Bunny Cosmetics and Ellis Atlantis truly did such a phenomenal job with this collection, and it's very different from their first, which I really love because like I said, the first one was the first one was a big, beautiful rainbow palette. Now this is more geared towards an everyday, neutral, ethereal, celestial vibe, and I am absolutely living for this. Now, do you need to get this? No, you do not. I'm sure you guys can find a lot of these shades in other palettes, but at the end of the day, if you guys love Blend Bunny Cosmetics, if you guys love Ellis Atlantis, or if you guys just love a good neutral moment, this is going to be the one for you. Now, I'll make sure to link everything about this collection listed down below. It does launch on August 1st. You guys can use code Allie, save you guys 10% off, and I have to say thank you so much to Blend Bunny for sending this my way. This is stunning. I absolutely loved it. So with that said, besties, that is it for today's video. If you guys enjoyed today's video, please make sure you guys give this video a cheeky thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you guys have not already. So I do post 3 to 4 videos every single week. Make sure you guys head over to my other channel. It's R for the Life. You guys get to see my cool, wonderful adventures, my amazing husband, Cory. And as always, the biggest thank you goes to these beautiful, wonderful Patreon members you guys see right here. Thank you guys so much for everything. And to my subscribers and viewers, thank you guys so much for being here. Whether you guys like this video, you guys thumbs down this video, you guys subscribed, you guys did not subscribe, either way, thank you guys so much for being here. I love and appreciate each and every single one of you. So with that said, guys, I love you, and I'll see you guys in the very next video.